it's Ryan from Raw Forest Foods. In this video I'm going to talk about combining nettle root along with androgenic herbs. If you're not familiar with the term androgenic herbs, I'm talking about two different classes of herbs. One, herbs that contain androgen hormones, so that's like pine pollen, which contains androgen, the male sex hormones. The other class are herbs that increase the body's own production of androgen hormones. So an example of that type of plant would be Sustantia tuberosa, which is clinically shown to elevate levels of testosterone in the body. So that's not supplementing the body, that's encouraging the body's own production. Now there are two main, broad, important reasons for combining nettle root along with androgenic herbs. The first one is that almost all of the testosterone that you produce in your body is lost. It's deactive. You have 2% of that testosterone that's in its free active form in the body. The rest of it, after it's produced, immediately bound and it's no longer active. So you're left with a very, very small percentage of testosterone that's active. If you're spending the time, the effort, and the money to increase your body's levels of testosterone, you want to be maximizing how much of that testosterone is free by minimizing how much of that testosterone is being lost. Nettle root helps in this process. Nettle root is the only substance that can actually stop that process of free testosterone being lost. It does this in a very safe way, where there's this substance in the body called sex hormone binding globulin that attaches to the testosterone, making it deactive. Now, nettle root has a high affinity for sex hormone binding globulin, so it gets into the globulin, then the globulin can no longer attach to testosterone. What this means clinically is that more of your testosterone is in its free active state. You're losing less of it to the sex hormone binding globulin. So that's reason number one why you want to be combining androgenic herbs with nettle root. The next reason arguably is a more important reason, and it involves the same exact process. Now you've probably all heard of people getting prostate cancer or possibly other types of cancers because they had high levels of testosterone. And this in fact worries some people when they start exploring androgenic herbs. Some people are worried that by elevating their levels of testosterone, it's going to predispose them to these different types of cancers. Now the way that this works is that when you have high levels of testosterone, that means more testosterone is getting bound by that substance I was just talking about, sex hormone binding globulin. What happens after testosterone becomes bound in that is that it goes through this process called aromatization. When testosterone is aromatized, it is turned into an estrogen metabolite called estradiol. In fact, it's turned into a few different ones, but predominantly it's estradiol. Now, estradiol is what's implicated in these cancers. So it's not testosterone that's implicated in the cancers, but it's testosterone that's been converted through aromatization into estradiol. So sex hormone binding globulin is part of that process, and nettle root blocks the sex hormone binding globulin from attaching to testosterone. By blocking that, it has nothing to aromatize into estradiol, which means that those levels of harmful estrogen metabolites actually decrease. So when you are increasing your body's level of androgen hormones, you want to be combining that with a protective agent. And nettle root is your protective agent. It's protecting that testosterone from going through that conversion that's going to predispose certain individuals to certain types of cancers. So just to recap real quick, reason number one, you want to be combining nettle root along with androgenic herbs because you're going to be maximizing the effects of those androgenic herbs. If you go through all the trouble of taking an androgenic herb and you're losing 98% of the benefits, it's a wasted effort. If you combine it with nettle root, you're dramatically increasing the levels of free testosterone. So not just your levels of testosterone, but your levels of free and active testosterone. The other reason is you want to block that aromatization process. That's true for everybody, not just people with high levels of testosterone. We all want to be blocking that aromatization process of converting testosterone into estradiol. I hope you've enjoyed this video. We have a lot of information on our YouTube channel and on our website about how testosterone, how androgenic herbs work in the body. So check that out and get back to us with any questions that you have. Thanks for watching.